this is Cindy from Stamped with Aloha. Today I'm going to teach you how to make a three-dimensional love notes project that was designed using Stampin' Up's Sweet Little Valentine Cards and More kit. So let's get started. So first of all, this little kit is located on page 16 of our mini catalog. And you can see that it comes with all the pieces to create 10 little mini Valentine cards. Now the colors of these cards are absolutely gorgeous. Now in this kit, you get 5 card bases that are in this combination here, and then you get 5 card bases in this combination here, and then you'll get 5 of each of these cards. And the great thing about these cards is they are double-sided and they have really pretty designs that you can use for your little Valentine cards. They also come with really pretty envelopes. They have the gold foil in there as well, polka dot and striped. Now when I got this kit, I loved all the colors. I loved that these were really easy to work with, but I just couldn't bear to take this card base and then take one of these and cover up all of that beautiful paper in the back. So what I'm going to teach you in today's video is how I took these pieces and I cut them up to create a really fun three-dimensional project. All right, I'm going to start my project with one of the small envelopes. I'm going to take and crease the envelope back so I can see where the crease line is. And then I'm going to take my liquid glue and I'm going to place glue on the flap of the envelope. All right. Then I'm going to take a second envelope. This will be the one with the polka dots. And I'm going to line it on there and I'm going to slide it down so that it lines up with that crease. And I'm going to just press them and glue them together. Okay? There we go. All right, now I'm going to do that exact same thing again. So I'm going to fold this back and crease it back. I'm going to get my liquid glue. I'm going to apply liquid glue right here. And then I'm going to take a striped envelope and I'm going to place it on the glue. I'm going to slide it down and then make sure that it's lined up straight and just fold it down and glue it together. Okay, so we're going to be working with these 3 envelopes just like this. All right, so I'm going to remind you what these card bases look like. And what I did for most of my alternative projects is I took this card and I cut it in half so that it would equal a 3 1/4 by 4 piece of cardstock. I've also added some cardstock in the coordinating colors. So I've added Petal Pink, Blushing Bride, and Melon Mambo. Now these 3 pieces of cardstock here are all cut at the exact same measurements. They're 2 3/4 by 4 1/4 inches. For the next step, I'm going to take this piece of cardstock and I'm going to glue them on each of these flaps. I've also added some punching, so I'll be using these 2 heart punches. This one has a scallop edge. And for these 3 panels, I'm going to be using 3 scallop hearts, and then I'll be using a Melon Mambo heart, a Petal Pink heart, and a Blushing Bride heart. So I'm going to glue those together. For our next step, I'm going to be adding the cards that are going to go inside each of these pockets. So I'm going to slide this over, and then I'm going to be using those card bases that I cut in half. So we have the striped one, we have the back of the striped one, and then we have this polka dotted one here. So now I'm going to add some heart punches, and I'm going to follow this pattern. The same heart design that I put here, I'm going to put on these 3 cards. Okay, so here I go. All right, so now we have these glued on there, and this actually is done. These cards, I'm gonna leave them just as it is, because this is where our little love note would go. So you would flip this over and you would write a little message, or another fun idea would be to put a photograph on the back. So I'm gonna take each of these cards and I'm going to slide them into the coordinating pocket. All right, we're gonna just do a couple more embellishments on this side before we flip it over and do the other side. So for the center pocket here, we're gonna add a word. So let me get out my little mini emboss machine. So I'll be using the machine. I'm gonna put down platform one of the cutting plates, and then I'm going to be using this die that says always. This is from the always die set, of course. And I'm going to lay this on the scrap paper. And then I'm going to place my cutting plate on the top, and then I will run this through my machine. When it's done, I'm going to take this off, and then you have this beautiful word that's all ready to put on our project. For our next step, I'm going to glue the word always right here. And so what I like to use for the words like this is my take your pick tool. I'm going to pick up the word and I'm going to put adhesive on the back. Okay, then I'm going to place the word right there in the center of the heart, and then I'm just going to stick it down. For the next embellishment, I'm going to be using my Be Mine stitch dies. Now I've already went ahead and I ran a piece of brass foil that I attached to an adhesive foam sheet. And so when I ran that through, I got a whole bunch of little hearts just like this, but you can see that the hearts have some dimension because they have the foam exactly where we want it to go on the back of those little hearts. So I did a whole bunch of them, so I just pulled a few for this project, but I think I'm just going to use this little one right here, and I'm going to put that right there next to the word always. All right, so this part is done for now, so we're going to flip this over, and now we're going to do this side. For the back side here, I'm going to simply use the card bases that I cut in half. So I'm going to start with this one here with the polka dots, and I'm going to place adhesive on the back of it. And then I'm going to line this up right above the fold line of the envelope, and I'm going to lay it on there, and that will now cover where the flap overlaps the back of the envelope. Okay, so I'm going to press that on there really good. Okay, so now you can see this flap comes up like that, so we want to cover that as well. So I'm going to take this color here, and I'm going to add my adhesive, and then we're going to place that over the flap. All right, so this is going to get folded like this. I'm going to fold it up, I'm going to fold it up, and then this is going to fold down like that, okay? So I'm going to kind of crease it a little bit, and then that's going to show me where I want to put this final card. I'm going to add some adhesive right here, and then I'm going to slide this on there. What's nice about the liquid glue is you have a little bit of play, so I can move it a little bit once I have it. And basically what I want to make sure is that it just covers up the card that is underneath there. Okay, so I'm just going to press that on there, and this is going to be the front of our project. All right, to finish up this project, we have two more things to do. So I'm going to take this scallop card from the kit that says You Are Loved. I'm going to flip it over and add adhesive to the back. And this is going to go on the front panel here. All right, and we could just leave it like this, but I thought it would be really fun to put a magnetic closure. Okay, so I have these two tiny little magnets, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and I'm going to stick a mini glue dot on the back of one of the magnets like that, okay? Then I'm going to take and I'm going to stick that to the back of my little die cut heart, all right? Then I'm going to separate and take that second magnet off, and then I'm going to place a mini glue dot behind this magnet here, okay? And then I'm going to open up the flap, and I'm going to place this right there so that the top of the heart is right at the edge, and then the magnet is right below it like that, okay? Then I can take my magnet and it's going to attach right there, and then I'll use another mini glue dot. I'm going to press that right on the center of the magnet, and then all I have to do is close this up, stick it down, and that will create the latch. Okay, so we have our magnet, we close it, and then it holds it down in place. Okay, so then our project is done. It says you are loved. You open it up, and then you open the pockets, and it says always. And then again, inside the pockets, you can write some sweet little notes or put some photos, and it just makes a really fun 3D gift that you can bless someone with. So thanks again for being here and spending this time with me. I hope you'll come back and stamp with me again soon. Until then, aloha.